If this is your first time watching one of my videos, I'd like to welcome you to the G-Man community, and if you're a returning viewer, I'd like to thank you for supporting me, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe and like button. There's this type of mindset that's really been pissing me off, and a lot of people seem to have it when I post videos and people comment hate and all this bullshit. Essentially, all my videos are about accountability, how to take accountability, and then there's the odd gym one, gaming, mindset one, whatever you want to call it. But there's these people in my comments, and essentially what they're saying is they don't want to take accountability. So this is a victim mentality. They say things such as oh, my parents were fat, I'm fat. What the fuck is that mindset? Oh, if your parents are fat, does that excuse the fact that you are fat? No. So this victim mentality mindset, it's just looking to push the blame onto someone else. So let me explain it to you guys if you haven't heard of it already. So the victim mindset is someone that doesn't take accountability, and they do it in a way where they push the power of the situation off of them. So let's say, for example, like the one I just gave, their parents are fat, and they've heard all these studies about people, if their parents are fat, they can be genetically susceptible to being fat and putting on weight and struggling to lose weight. Although that might be true, I'm not denying the science, I'm not denying the facts, I'm not denying the genetic proven facts. I am saying that it is a destructive mindset to put the power out of your situation. If you're fat and you're a teen, or even you're an adult and you're trying to lose weight, and that mindset, you hear that is an excuse to not go on the treadmill. That is an excuse to not diet. That is an excuse to not get in the gym. And when you're weak, when you have a weak mindset, you clench to things like that. You clench to all these things, these situations like, oh, I'm really hungry, I can't train today. That's the whole point. You're meant to be hungry. You're meant to train anyways because you're dieting. You accepting the fact that, yes, you may be genetically fatter than other people doesn't excuse the fact that you are fat. So you have to lose the weight. And there's all the, people use this in little situations. Let's say, for example, they get in a car accident. Yes, although maybe it wasn't your fault entirely. If you were aware, if you weren't on your phone, even though they rear-ended you, even though they turned into you, you could have been more aware. You could have been looking around, and you could have changed the outcome of that situation. I'm not saying that, that's a very extreme example. Yes, someone literally rear-ended you. You're not even legally at fault. But you can take the accountability steps, literally just for the sake of self-improvement, and ask yourself, you know what? I shouldn't have been on my phone. Yes, I wasn't at fault. I didn't hit him, he hit me, but I was on my phone. If I was looking up, I could have avoided this whole incident and caused myself a lot less work and a lot less effort. So how do you guys apply this to your daily lives? Well, first of all, you have to understand that blaming other people is removing the power from yourself. If you're going to blame him, blame her, blame this, blame that, blame your parents, blame whatever, you're basically saying you're not accountable. And that's what's the point of it is. You don't want to be accountable. You want to feel like you're perfect. You want to feel like there's nothing wrong with you. You're not at fault. There's absolutely nothing wrong on your end. But by doing that, that is removing the ability to improve, removing the ability to look at a situation and say, I was at fault here. How do I improve? Because a lot of the time, when someone's at fault, that's when they learn. When they crash, when they rear-end someone, when they fail at a gym set and they tear their muscle, that's when they learn. How did I tear my muscle? It's not you could just simply say, it's the gym equipment's fault. Oh, my pec tore because the dumbbell is faulty. Maybe it did. Maybe that was 50, 60, 70% of the reason. Maybe even that was 99% of the reason. But maybe 1%, maybe 50% of the reason was the fact that your shoulder joints are weak. Or maybe the fact that your stabilizer muscles are weak. There's so many things that you could take accountability for, learn from, and actually improve from it. And it's not going to deduct from your life. If anything, it's going to push you forward. But you putting power in other people's hands, in other things' hands, as stupid as a dumbbell being faulty, or as stupid as a crack in the pavement on the road and that's why you tripped over, you could be more aware. You could look around and assess the situation. You could have assessed the dumbbell. You could, before driving off with a popped tire, you could have walked around your car, taught yourself to walk around the car. I'm sure your parents have told you that. Mine have told me that many times. How many times have I done that? None. Because I've never popped my tire. I've never had to have that problem. I've never had that issue where I have to be like, oh shit, I've just been driving for 5 kilometers and I was wondering why my car was off. It's because my tires popped. If I walked around, it's an accountability measure. It's an accountability and it's a step. It's a learning curve that someone else has tried to teach you. So take that. Take your parents telling you to walk around your car and look if your tires popped, or walk around, check everything, make sure the doors are locked before your house gets broken into. These are accountability. These are steps that other people have learned from faults, and you can take them. So instead of putting the power out of your hands all the time, take accountability. So I want to give you guys an accountability step that you guys can actually learn from. So this is something I do quite often, and I'll give you guys like a 1 day thing. So do this every single day at the end of the day, because I'm sure it's going to take time to build into like just daily habit. Like I'll be running on the treadmill and think, why is my hip sore? Or what did I do? Or like, oh, I'll be thinking and then I'll come to the conclusion that I did something wrong. So at the end of every single day, maybe you can look back at the week if you can't think of anything, but I like to do daily, like what did I do wrong today? Because I'm pretty up to date with what I've done wrong. So, because I've done this quite a bit. So, if you guys just want to look back at the past month, past year, past week, past 2 days, whatever you want to do, or you want to do it daily like I do it, think back to a time where you were wrong, or a time maybe if you haven't even had that accountability and you haven't thought that far yet. Think of a time that was uncomfortable. Think of a time that was embarrassing. Think of a time that something went wrong and you didn't take accountability. Think that one time I tripped over, that one time I ran into a pole, that one time I got embarrassed by that girl. What could I have done better? And maybe you could have just been, oh, maybe that girl wasn't attracted to me. What do you look like? Do you look like the person that girl would say yes to? Do you look like, were you looking around when you ran into that fence? Like, you could always just blame it on external factors. Oh, that fence was low. Oh, that stair is uneven. That's why I tripped. If you were looking at the step, you would have seen. If you were looking at yourself in the mirror before asking out that girl, you would have seen that you're not good looking and you should actually go develop yourself for a few months before even thinking about going up to any girl. So I know this is harsh and this is a really hard mindset, but it's what you need to counteract the victim mentality that so many people in this generation have, and even the past generation. If you guys enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, comment your thoughts, and share this to a friend if you guys think I'm worthy of growing my channel. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.